This is the 5C. Zooming up and down the streets of Copenhagen, this high-quality BRT bus promises to be just as good as a tram or train. With high-quality bus stops that offer everything that was promised in the marketing material, level boarding as good as any modern lightrail system, this is the future of transportation every city has been waiting for. So join me on Denmark's first BRT route that only managed to lose 4% of the passengers, despite the route getting a large extension compared to the route it replaced. We'll start our trip along this excellent as good as a train-like bus at one of the line's 4 termination points, Husum Torv, with excellent level boarding also being offered here. The station has excellent bus shelters that are totally different from the ones on the normal bus routes. I mean, just look how pretty this is. And it's completely different to the one on the normal bus lines. What a huge upgrade. Okay, we might not have the best bus stops, but at least we have bus lanes that can take you to an intersection without signal priority. But who needs signal priority anyway, like there would be on any good modern light rail system? The bus is just running on the roads anyway. There's no way they'll get stuck in traffic and end up bunched together. Okay, I get it. It can be hard to keep the buses evenly spaced on such a long route. That's why here at the terminus at Husum Torv, they take the opportunity to make sure the buses are dispatched evenly. Oh well, at least the bus has a queue jump signal. Well, if it uses the bus lane. Like most modern light rail systems, modern BRT buses like this usually gets a dedicated right-of-way where space is available. But unfortunately, there was not space for bus lanes on most of Frederikssundsvej, because we had to make sure there's a red gutter in the middle of the road, and plenty of parking. But hey, at least we can upgrade all the stops so they get like a proper shelter and become really nice, so it's nice to wait for your bus when it eventually gets stuck in traffic. Okay, but the buses used on this route are totally different from normal buses and are nothing alike what's used on the trunk bus routes in Copenhagen, also known as the A-lines. These are gas buses from MAN with way too long of a name, built to be a trackless tram from scratch in 2017. And because they're so different, they have their own brand, City Line, using the letter C instead of A to denote just how different and higher quality this tram on rubber wheel is to the regular trunk buses. So let's go ride one. Like a tram, you have to press the button to open the doors. And with a spacious interior like this, you would totally be able to fit 8 bikes on board, like on the new Hovedstadens Letbane trams. And the ride quality on board this bus is so smooth, it's so much better than on the train. But hey, at least the bus has nice internal displays, unlike on any other bus. With technology like this being exclusive to these tram-like buses. And when's the last time you've seen a sunroof on a tram? Yeah, that's right. Oh, and before I forget, while we're stuck in this traffic, let's go and do a seat review. The seat comes with a stop button, as well as a bus seat. It's a seat at least, and in good quality. There's no power outlets, no anything. I guess you could maybe fit a bag here. And the legroom is of course excellent. So yeah, this is definitely totally different from a normal bus and unlike anything else we have in Copenhagen, especially on the trunk lines. Wait, what is this thing? This also looks suspiciously like a trackless tram. And there's also all-door boarding, like on the 5C. I'm confused. I thought it was supposed to be totally different. And it has the same kind of displays as on the 5C. And you can totally also fit 8 bikes in this bus, like on the new Copenhagen lightrail. So maybe the BRT thing is just actually a bus doing normal bus things? I'm confused now. Ah wait, you don't have to press a button to operate the doors on the A bus. That totally sets them apart. So in my quest to learn more about what makes the 5C and BRT the mass transit mode to kill all other transportation forms, I went to Nørreport, the busiest transit hub in the country. Surely the line must be amazing here. Well, it never rains in Denmark, so we don't need bus shelters at our busiest bus stops. And Denmark being such a green and eco-friendly country, we totally wouldn't let the gas-guzzling carts go in front of the bus at our busiest interchange station. And of course, as part of the BRT upgrade on this line, we totally gave it a nice long bus lane, so the bus totally wouldn't get stuck in traffic. But maybe I've misunderstood everything, because I really thought from all the headlines in Danish news that BRT is the future and those trams are just expensive pieces of junk that can do exactly the same as the bus. But I guess we'll have to check it out on a second ride. So I guess we should take a look into the history of how the 5C bus came to be. The 5C dates back to April 2017, where it started operating from Herlev Hospital through Husum, Brønshøj, Nørrebro, Nørreport, Amagerbro, Sundby Vesterplads to Copenhagen Airport, with 48 intermediate stops, replacing most of the former 5A bus that served the same route but only as far as Husum Torv. The former 5A bus was carrying almost 20 million passengers a year up till the conversion year, with buses running as frequent as every 3 minutes, but they often suffered from delays and frequent bunching of the buses. And this is where the 5C BRT comes in to improve the corridor. By converting the former 5A bus line into a BRT-like system, we'd be able to get the same kind of benefits as an actual tram, light rail or metro system, but for a fraction of the cost. And that's totally what happened. By just adding a few random extra bus shelters, some random dedicated lanes, and totally on the streets where they were needed the most, the passenger numbers totally didn't drop, and you clearly never see buses bunched together, even on random Friday afternoons where I filmed this. And delays? A thing of the past, and totally not happening right now as I edit this video on a random Sunday. So in summary, I really like the 5C bus in Copenhagen. The upgrade to BRT was definitely worth it. Cutting the timetable frequency, giving a separate brand to a bus line that's really still an A bus with slightly more signal priority, definitely brought the same benefits as a proper rapid transit mode would have. The two relatively new tram systems in Aarhus and Odense have both seen significant passenger growth and have gotten more passengers on board than on the lines they replaced. Combined with an on-time performance in the upper 90% last year, they are definitely doing great work for public transport in their cities. It's going to be interesting to see how the new Plusbus BRT in Aalborg performs after its first year of operation. But so far, it seems to be doing a lot better than this attempt in Copenhagen. And as I've had enough of riding buses now, it's time for me to say Happy April Fools. I hope you've enjoyed this slightly different, more transit-focused video that's half serious. I was a bit annoyed with my video from Aalborg Plusbus earlier in the year being used to dunk on the light rail systems here in the country, so now there's something to balance it out. The truth is, our current two light rail systems and the Plusbus are generally doing quite well and have actually improved the public transport offering on their respective corridors, where I'm not sure this is the case for the 5C bus. The 5C corridor really deserves an upgrade to an appropriate mode of transit, and I think it's about time we seriously consider either a proper light rail line with a dedicated right-of-way and proper traffic priority, or if it's time to start digging a new metro line. Thanks for watching.